Hey everybody, Kemosabe here to give you an update not only on the charts, but an update on a new mentorship program that I started the past few weeks. I'll be working with these guys over at Slice, which I think is a phenomenal platform now that I've been playing with it. So I'd like to talk to you guys about that a little later. Not too much of a shill there, but somewhat of a shill, unfortunately. But they're not paying me to promote them. I just really like their platform because they're legitimate. It's much better than, say, some random Patreon that's just reporting on markets without giving you alpha and actually teaching you how to navigate markets and how to think about markets. So let's jump into the charts here. Daily chart on Bitcoin. I do have at the bottom there that $67,000 marked off because that is, I see that as an opportunity area because it's a zero point 0.5 fib retrace from previous videos in an Elliott wave pattern that I was seeing. So I am open to that area getting hit if we do have some downwards price action in markets. Let's take a Fibonacci retrace from all-time high to our current low. And this is currently in linear scale, not in log scale, the way I usually do things. But just wanted to illustrate where people are saying we're in the golden pocket. Like everybody's looking at the same chart, everybody knows this. This is the area where you would expect supply to start coming in. However, the whole pocket is between the 786 and the 618. So it's all inside of there. So what is happening now is you're getting your initial supply, and the market is allowing, or they're giving every opportunity for people to sell before they push up higher. Um, you're likely to have supply come in here where people think, oh, I'm selling the 618 retrace, getting out at a good price, but the market will essentially push up above $100,000 just to get you back in. So if you are, just selling the 0.618 retrace, um, don't FOMO back in as it moves up. Even if it moves up, rejects back down, and pushes up again, which I am expecting. I'm expecting some kind of ABC to pop up here to really get people bullish on the market, which it's not a bearish market. This isn't horrible price action. You do have currently a higher high than previous swing high, and we just need a higher low. So you don't have an uptrend yet. In order to have an uptrend, you need a higher high and a higher low. So wherever that higher low may form, you would look for it at liquidity or backtesting previous areas of resistance as support, which you might have at like 87,000. There's a nice fair value gap there on the daily all the way down to 88,000. But I'm very interested in the liquidity below 82,000. That might give you a very sharp drop from fairly high up. And if that area fails, then I'm looking at 67. But any of these areas of liquidity, I'd look for an uptrend to start and try to position myself in there. What happens if the market continues up and just leaves everybody behind? Well, you keep entering on higher highs and higher lows. And currently you do have that. On the daily, just in this impulse up, you're still trending up. And you're basically mimicking this same pattern over here. Let's zoom down to a 4-hour chart and I'll draw it out. We are on the 4-hour chart, still maintaining the higher highs and higher lows on a 4-hour chart, so there's no real sell setup just yet. You would have had a sell setup had you closed the 4-hour below 92, and then you made a higher high. So now your higher lows are coming in at 93,800. So that's currently your trend is still up as long as 4-hour candles are closing above that. I did add on my trade as price has been going up, but my last ad was over here today. Um, already closed out a little bit of profit because I like to take off 25% and raise my stop loss. But what is price action doing here? It's seemingly just repeating this pattern. So let's draw that out and see what it might end up looking like. So the way that I was looking at this is that leg matches that leg. You got some kind of ABC in the middle, and then that push up. So that completed that pattern. And now we're kind of in this area, repeating that. Change color here and repeat it. There you go, some kind of ABC like that. And this is basically, I'm expecting it to kind of play out like that. Maybe come back and revisit the 91,500 area. Those wicks from, I think it was Thursday, those Thursday wicks from last week. Just retest that support and see if it's support again. Take the local liquidity and then push up. And if you do have it push up, I would expect it to mimic this somehow. So if you come down here, or right from where we're at, I'd expect to push up to maybe 100,000. Rejection, find support at 95,000, kind of our current area, and then one more push up. So that would just give you your little A, B, C over here, and then you get your A, B, C. Final target, hey, how about 104,000? 104,000 just makes sense. And I was thinking about this while I was walking yesterday, how price bottomed at 74,000, consolidated at 84,000, consolidating now at 94,000. Let's go to 104,000 just to complete the pattern. Some kind of impulse, impulse, impulse. 3 drives up. Kind of makes sense. Clear out this golden pocket area. Anybody who's been trying to short this rally aggressively gets stopped out. You might have people get super bullish because you eventually crack above 100K and it's like, okay, game on. But you've got this liquidity down here. You've got some fair value gaps and you've got liquidity down here as well. So those are areas of interest for me. If price does come up there, this is where I would look for the higher low. Worst case, I would look for the higher low around 82,000. It may actually look like an impulse 5-wave down. So then this would look like a corrective structure, impulse down, and then you can go up and break all-time high. Keeping in mind that if this area does fail to hold as support, you're probably going to go down to that 67,000 for the 0.5 fib retrace, which would be a perfect wave 4 before potentially getting an extended 5th wave that may rally much faster and further than anybody would expect. So my thoughts are take this local liquidity, watch those previous supports to act as support again, and then you might have a 1, 2, this would be 3, and working on a wave 4 here, pushing up for a wave 5, that may double up to mimic this pattern. Kind of my thought. It may just go straight up to 104 and then consolidate there for a bit before dropping down. Expect lower liquidity to eventually be taken. They usually don't just take it straight up. They usually come back and grab liquidity and then eventually maybe grab this liquidity. So definitely something to be cautious of. Know the areas of, where you would like to enter. And then once you reach that area, say this is your area to enter. If an uptrend starts out of here after taking that liquidity, and that's where you manage risk off of. If it breaks below that, you're coming to back test these previous resistances as supports and maybe coming for this liquidity down here. So definitely something to pay attention to. But since you have a higher high, even if price reverses from here, I would actually see the buy setup a little bit like this. This would be where I would look for a higher low currently. If price does come down from its current area, I would actually be very interested to buy that, because then you've got these double tops and stuff like that, and there's a bunch of liquidity up here. So that's a high probability setup where you moved up, you made a higher high, come for a higher low here, and this could be the daily cycle low, could come down here to previous supports that would act as support again, take that liquidity and that liquidity. So if we see this price coming down over the next week without breaking higher and start a little downtrend here, that's where I would look for the higher low around 80, say 81,500. I would see that as an opportunity. And if price decides to flush all the way down, 67 is the next area I would look for an opportunity. But currently, locally, we still have higher highs and higher lows, and the pattern, if it is repeating here, is going to go up, and I have an invalidation for that once we crack below, I think it's 90K, especially on a 4-hour closing basis. So I'm measuring that previous consolidation, and I would go to the 1618 at 90,223. If price closes a 4-hour around that area or below it, it certainly invalidates my idea that we're going higher, and then I would look for potential daily cycle low to be happening sooner than later. So I hope that makes sense. That's probably the best type of analysis and setup that I can give without giving it to you in real time, which brings me to that Slice app. Watch your eyes, this is going to get bright. So the Slice app is it's this app that you follow, and I can give you analysis in real time as price is moving. So if we do have a potential buy setup or a timing where it's time to enter a trade, I can do this in real time on this Slice app, and I find that very compelling to use it. I'm able to load videos on here, so I can get like exclusive content. I'm also thinking of potentially kind of working on a course to kind of show people the way that I trade and kind of teach people the same thing, but it would be a work in progress. So I was thinking about popping that on this app like every Saturday, just kind of update and teach new things about it, and maybe give other types of insights to the way I look at markets. But yeah, I tested out entering a trade and showing the P&L, and it keeps track of it for you. And 2 days ago, I posted this analysis, and I was able to post two charts on here that show what I'm looking for and where I'm looking to enter and how I'm looking to enter. So I had the setup being an Elliott Wave setup idea, and just looking for the daily open to get hit, which was at 93,780. Price did come down there after giving a 4-hour higher high, higher low scenario. So I was just looking for the higher low to be at the daily open. And price has not met target yet. However, my stop loss is currently in profit. On this app, I cannot update the stop loss to put it in profit, not yet, but they're working on it. That's another thing with this app. They are constantly updating this and improving it, which I find great. I mean, there's going to be additional features on this where we can have different folders. So you can have day trades along with longer swing trades, or even investment ideas over the longer cycles, and then trades in real time. Like shortly after that post on the analysis, I entered this trade on this app and was able to show that in real time. And I just said, as per my analysis, I entered the trade. Trade the plan the trade the plan, and that's what I did. And it's currently sitting in 0.6% profit. Very small trade, but I was just testing this out. But it's working with flying colors. I really like this. So I would encourage you to, even if you don't subscribe to my profile, to look at, like, just check out the app, because they give you other mentors and you can explore the app. Camel Finance, who we all know and love, is on there. We have JT just there to help. He used to be on Twitter. He's got great analysis. Don't always agree with what he says, but he knows his stuff. And that's the thing. All of these traders that are on here, they're all vetted. They all go through, a fairly long research that the Slice founders go through to approve these guys to be on the app. Tony the Bull, we know Tony the Bull being great at analyzing markets. He's great with the charts. So you have different people here that are vetted. They're not just random people um, off of an app that are telling you to sign up for their Patreon so that they can give you a report on what the levels are in the market. This is actual alpha that teaches you how to look at markets, how we look at markets, to try to profit off of them. So definitely encourage you just to check out the app, because everyone has, there's public posts, like even if you don't subscribe to anybody, there's public posts that give you free content. 1 out of every 5 posts that goes out from these mentors is public and anybody can see them. So if you follow somebody and you like their posts, you can eventually subscribe to them if you like the way they're operating, or if you know them. There's a video that I uploaded. So I could upload very short videos to give an update in the market. I can give exclusive content. I really like what's going on here, and I think I could build a community in here a little easier than on YouTube and give real-time updates to capitalize on the market movements. So that's for your consideration. Hope this was helpful, and we'll look forward to launching this in the next few days. I'm anticipating Thursday or Friday to be launching this mentorship, and I welcome all comers. Till then, have a good night. Keep your stops tight.